Hey there, thank you for joining Cool Dad Chronicles on Facebook, joining the wonderful Zelu production. Once again, this side of the table is more about the business side of developing Zelu and what it's taking to get it to you. And sooner or later, continuing this on as we've put it out there and I'm working towards providing you more and more things. Right now, we're in this really cool spot. And before I move on, let me not forget, go to Instagram if you want to hear more about the personal side of things, more about what starting this app and starting this business takes and does and puts into the personal life. But right now we're in this great position. Both great and bad. Many things work like that when you're creating something. And I had to change developers. I had one developer working on the process. He quite wasn't catching the vision of everything I needed to do and everything I wanted to create in this app. Being a parent in what's going to soon be a blended family and going through the process and emotions of knowing that I have to communicate and coordinate with so many different people, I wanted to make sure that this app could be one place to do that. I didn't want there to be 5 or 6 different apps needed. I didn't want this app to cover this one big space and then you'd have to go somewhere else to get everything else coordinated. I wanted this app to do everything for you, at least everything it could from the initial perspective. And so I needed to evolve as far as what the developer I had in place could deliver and change over to one who was able to provide me a little bit more through discussion, through conversation, just through mind meshing and mind melding. We were able to see exactly what it was both of us wanted to see and marry those ideas so that we could come up with something great for you. And so I'm really excited because I've been looking at the designs and playing around with the functionality of it. I think it looks great. I think it feels beautiful and wonderful in my hand. I think the functionality is a lot easier than even what I conceived, which is wonderful because, if you're sitting there with your kids, you don't want to push 5 or 6 buttons to do something. You don't even want to push 3, and that was my number, no more than 3. But many of the things I think we might have down to 1 or 2, which is wonderful. And the primary concept, the whole routing idea that you can go all over the place using this, that we've gotten pretty efficient, I believe. But once again, had to go to a different developer, which means I had to set back my timetable a little bit, which is not fun. Not by any means, especially when you're eager and ready to roll something out. But just getting to the point where I'm shooting out emails and making contacts and setting up the closed pilot. So I'm very excited about that. If you run into one of those people, please ask them how Zelu functions for them. Please, you can even ask them to see it. I want the pilot and the user tests to be closed, but I don't necessarily feel the need that I have to hide the app from you just yet. I'm telling you about it right here. So if you want to take a peek at it, that's fine. But that's only if you run into a pilot user, because I do very much want to make sure the quality is there and the functionality is there. But I have to admit, when I was looking to set up those pilots and get those people going, there's a little bit of fear and trepidation there. This is something that's been in my mind, something that's been in my heart, something I've been working towards, and creating anything. Whether you're talking about a business, whether you're talking about music, art, or something of that nature, when you create, there's a lot of you that's involved in that. A lot of your personal self is in there. And so I can't lie, there was a little bit of fear shooting out the emails. And I think anybody, and keep in mind, the emails were nothing but words. So it wasn't like I sent an email out with all these pictures and said, this is amazing. My email was pretty much, can you be involved in a pilot? This is the concept. So it wasn't anything even there to be worried about. But it's still the baby. It's still the creation. And so you worry about things for no apparent reason. But that has gone out. The pilot should hopefully get started in maybe 2 to 4 weeks with a 3-week pilot in there. So I'm giving you these and hoping that if you're seeing this 2.5 to 3 months late, that there's already an opportunity for you to go to the App Store, whether you're on Android or Apple, and just download the app. And at this point, just play with it. And maybe you're just using this because you want to watch me ramble on. So that's where we are. that's how things are evolving. I am very excited about where we're going. I think the functionality is great, and I'm eager, just really, really eager to get this FamOS out there. I think it will really, really help families connect better and help families coordinate themselves a lot more so they can spend more time running all over the place and spend a lot more time just trying to do and be dumb together. I think it's perfectly allowed. I like being dumb with my family, so that's the goal. Thanks for listening. Probably be back somewhere around next week to ramble on a little bit more. Hopefully there's something interesting in here or next week for you. And in case you want to, feel free. Check out ZelooNow on Instagram. Once again, it's the personal side of the story. And go download Zeloo either now or when it's available on Google or the App Store. Thanks, y'all. Kevin Powell.